Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. What a freaking interesting day I've had, literally. So, shall we get down to brass tacks so I can finish my spreadsheets throughout the night and get them done, or at least get a few more done? So, first of all, I tried making this video 3 times, and we've had some complications to it. I apologize. So, shall I get down to the complications first of all? One of the things I want to say is I've been very depressed today, partial day. There's people on YouTube and Facebook and stuff messaging me and basically saying, that they're more female than me. And I get to the point where I want to fucking scream. So, but anyways, back to the story. So I was looking forward to today, and yet things happened. I apologize about the frickin' sun. I'm hoping the sun dies down a bit so we have a better use for it. So, anyways, what has happened is I tried to explain in the videos, how much I care for Chloe, and it turned out to be a mud fest, flinging mud basically, and we know between autism, borderline personality, and so forth, it could be a problem, meaning schizophrenia, but I try to accept it wholeheartedly. But what I couldn't accept, that depressed me the most was just from other sources, being called not female enough. Now, I want to get this video done as fast as possible because I got work to do on the computer. I still got letters to write, table to clear, kitchen to clean, dinner, hopefully. I got to prepare for Chloe. Right now, Chloe's depressed. And she has rightfully so to be depressed because, I basically... what has happened is a lot of people out there in the world think I'm a pussy, a panty-waist pussy, and I won't stand up for myself. I'll just take in the shorts. Well, one of the things, and I'm not slinging mud here, won't do that. I know when she gets angry, she uses names that are, things that we don't talk about, people's legal names, like the other day. Like my cousin Tara, or going after TJ at times, and but it's her disability. But now, here's the problem with the whole ordeal. Okay, one of the things I was trying to talk about in my video was I was looking forward to this coming week because I was gonna go and sample out all the organic milks and that the co-op has. I was excited to try them. I mean, half and half, heavy whipped cream, etc., etc. I mean, now if Chloe's mom's watching this, or other people are watching this, I should have did some tobacco outside. I want to share with you a story, okay? So what happened was, I basically put my foot down and said, enough, I'm not being treated like garbage, basically, because, I know it's her disability that comes out, but I'm not taking this, downright, I call it a verbal attack, I mean, literally. And so I had some good news to share with you, but every time I tried to do the good news, the video would get interrupted by mud throwing and etc., or name calling, and I didn't want that. So I tried to calm her down and it didn't work. So I asked her to clear the kitchen table with her computer off so I can actually use it to write letters. I got letters to write for her. Now, let's just get down to the brass tacks, okay? So here's what happened that made Chloe get very violently angry, okay? And this is her, and everyone knows it. So I was trying to explain yesterday in the video that me and Chloe went ahead and checked online about her benefits. We actually accessed her account to find out her cash assistant is secured till October. Now that's good news, October. Now the bad news. basically what's happened is, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I have to do something. It's for Chloe. Give me a second. For Chloe. What are you talking about? Chloe. You're all good. All right, sorry. Moppy whimpering. He wanted to go in with Chloe. So, okay, here's the good news, okay? Cash assistance was secure to October. The bad news was they decided to cancel her account yesterday because, the whole thing about mail being returned. So what happened was apparently the guy went to the house. He can do checks. He wanted to do a what do you call it? A welfare check on me and Chloe. And he found out from the neighbors that, Chloe abuses me. Literally, the neighbors just spilled the beans. Oh, this neighbor and that neighbor, Chloe's bad. And he basically was worried about me. And then, because he didn't know what happened. So what happened was when I got in touch with him today to inquire about this whole cash assistance thing, he was really happy. And when he found out, being representative for Chloe, we were conversing about the problems at hand, and that was that they canceled her cash assistance yesterday on the grounds that she doesn't want to get her mail forwarded. So I said, well, we put in the computers once. He checked in and says, yeah, it was rejected. So it's put it in the computer a second time, and it took. Well, with me, I'm supposed to have a eligibility review. So he told me, oh, yeah, just go into the office, get it done. Chloe, on the other hand, doesn't need an eligibility review. She did everything she needed to online. So when she did, one of the things he talked to me about was what triggered Chloe's problem. You see, Chloe basically could lose cash assistance about 33 to 50%, depending on circumstances. Now, I know some of you out there, including Chloe's mom. Chloe's mom's going to be, oh no, that's what I said. But for the rest of you out there, you guys are probably sitting there thinking, oh yeah, justice is served. Not quite. See, what has happened is he basically was talking to the manager at the old place. Won't give names. She basically said that we moved and that as she was at the apartment that she's never seen Chloe once. There we go. Once she's not seen Chloe once deliver a money order for her rent. So the guy basically realized if there's no money order coming from Chloe's part, then he was paying the rent. So he asked me about it, and me being honest as hell, I said, yes, I've been paying the rent. Well, he had to confirm it with me because trying to get any information out of Chloe is different, but he also said that when the new Medicaid takes effect, he's going to be this watch stopped again. What is it with my watch? It's that basically he was shocked about it. Then he asked me specifically about the rent. Now, I was trying to explain in the video before Chloe snapped and said, well, I'm going to leave you if I lose my cash money or get it cut. I mean, literally, she wants to leave me, go for it. I mean, literally, I basically just finally said, you can go back to your mom's, you can go to Arizona, you can go anywhere you want. Well, for what I understand from the state social worker, he was hoping she already packed up and left to another state. And because, frankly, we just got a bill for $25,000 for leaving the island, apparently, or the state did. He can look up that info. And it went all the way to the mental hospital from the island, ferry travel and everything. It costed a lot just to transport someone. And then it was like they threw her out. So, the good news is she's on cash assistance. We made sure she's good for 6 months. Treatments, well, he said it's a different policy, but more likely no treatment, 99% chance no treatment on the grounds that Chloe lives on an island and there's not enough resources or money. Now, Chloe, of course, was in tears like, oh, well, I need to leave. And, I've seen those tears before. We call them the fake tears because, frankly, you know, she did that in the mental hospital recently, and they just said, hey, there's a fucking fake tears. And they basically talked to the other hospitals, and basically they all agree that Khloe's faking it. Plain and simple. So whoever's giving her the diagnosis, borderline personality, it's all in her head. The bipolar, that doesn't exist. Apparently, the exhibit file that Khloe was had bipolar, and that didn't fly either. But anyways, so we can cut this video down as fast as possible for today's video. One of the things Khloe's talking about is packing up and leaving. Khloe's more than welcome to leave. I mean, I'm not going to hold her back, literally. I mean, I've already been accused today of being a man, which depresses me. I've been accused of having sex with the neighbor. Yeah, she basically goes and makes out with a African American kid, 22, in front of me. She basically goes and throws a booklet and other things at my head on a public transit. I just finally stepped up to the plate and said, listen, either we're not compatible or you want it your way all the time. And this ain't Burger King. So basically, you know, you have your cash coming, buy a ticket, and leave. Pretty much. I said, that's how it's going to be. You want to leave, that's fine. I'm not holding you back. I'm not tolerating the fake tears. You want to go back to Ohio, that's fine. You want to detransition, that's fine. You want to be, you feel like you're a confused little boy in a dress, that's fine. Whatever it is, that's fine. I can't comfort you. I can't do anything. I'm just been torn to shreds again. And how much more will I take? So, basically, if I have to buy her ticket and she wants out, that's fine. I mean, literally, she's panicked. Now, as the manager said, you know, to the guy, Khloe wasn't cutting money orders for that, so the rent could, so her Khloe's deposit could be cut down a bit. That's only because he was doing a welfare check and he found out. The other funny thing is, in this island, we both have our names on the electric bill, but since Khloe hasn't put any money towards the electric bill and everything goes on me, that is going to be taken into account too, that she doesn't pay any of the electric. So technically, you got, as he said, Khloe the freeloader, or as he said, Viola the freeloader. Viola the freeloader steals Christmas dinner. It's an old joke, Freddie the freeloader. So instead, he said Khloe the freeloader, Viola. And that's only because, you know, he's wondering what's the point of paying Khloe money. Khloe could live on food stamps and she'd be better off with basic Medicaid and food stamps than getting cash assistance for not paying what her part is, you know. And so one of the things I'm getting next week is a cell phone. So if Khloe's still here next week, you know, and cell phones acquired, Khloe's mom, if you're watching this, Khloe will call you, because I'm not going to allow this to go unhindered. And I think you know as well as I do that I think pretty much, if you're watching this, that you could handle her better than I can, on the grounds that she is basically just, you know, tearing everyone down. Earlier today, she wanted to murder people. I said, do you really want to do it? And she goes, yes, I do. That'd be a good suggestion. I mean, look, I tried to tell her basically nicely, clear the kitchen table up so I can clean the kitchen up. You know, I mean, look, everyone has already said this time and time again. She puts on these acts and shows so she doesn't have to do jack shit. She goes to a mental hospital to get cash assistance. No talk therapy. I mean, all these people are just sitting there saying they're a waste of time. I mean, look, the caseworker guy basically said he thought she was gone to back to, you know, Ohio, Arizona, or whatever, which to me, you know, I mean, I asked her specifically today, pull her own weight just a bit, you know, clean your room, help me get the kitchen tidied up, and the dining room. Not gonna happen. So, you know, to me, it's just, what can you do? And then in my videos, you know, I was talking about um change, you know. I try to adapt nicely. That's what I was saying before. Chloe was basically getting very angry with me, and I try to adapt to the situation. Now she thinks, Shelby wants me, or Marisol wants me, or this or that. The other day she said Shelby's using me. Now Shelby wants me. So technically, I don't think she knows what she's saying. So technically, I'm taking it as a grain of salt. Me, I have been very depressed. I mean, I don't like being belittled. I don't like being called a piece of shit. I don't like being stomped like a fucking cigarette butt. And I finally just said enough's enough. So I will be pricing out tickets just in case. The other thing is she's happy to report a cash assistance coming, so she wants her hoodie dress. And, which is fine by me. I don't care. The main thing is the social worker that issues this program has a right to know where the money's going. And technically, I told Chloe if she wants to leave, she can. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, literally. I mean, look. I mean, she thinks we're not compatible. That's fine. Thing is, she doesn't want to make it work. I mean, look. She's already got it in her head. She's probably got disability, which that was something I wanted to bring up to you all before Chloe ripped me a new one. The good news is she's not going to lose her cash assistance till April. She's good. The bad news is Chloe likes to twist everyone's words and manipulate people, and that's something that she'll do to her advantage if she can. She can do this, she'll manipulate. She can do that, she'll do that. She can twist and bend things to her will, she'll do that. Thing is I always let it because I thought it was her disability. But me, I'm not tolerating certain issues. And that's the thing. I mean, look, I mean, yesterday is gone. Today is here. Today is going to be crappy. So tomorrow should be better. Just make do with the best. But with Chloe, it's a different story because, she, you know, um, that I don't. I'm at a loss for words being depressed, but you get the idea. I'm trying to do my best, and it seems it's not good enough. I mean, look at Chloe. Chloe opens her mouth, things happen. I open my mouth, things happen. This happens and that happens. I mean, we're not compatible. I mean, literally, if we were, we would try. I've tried making it work many times over for the sake of Chloe. Fortunately, for me, I'm just saying, and I'm not complaining about Chloe at all. All I'm saying is I have future plans I'm looking forward to. Problem is, there's money that's tapped into the Christmas fund just to get her out because if she wants to, because the point is she's got to realize she won't change. I mean, look, she doesn't want to change. She's in bed. Oh, I'm depressed. Well, guess what? You got into a verbal fight accusing me of being a man with a fake badge, a man with fake tits, a man with a fake face, a man with a botched badge, you name it, everything. And the trigger was I have bladder problems. So I ran into the bathroom. She's just basically taking a shower because we ran out of toilet paper. So she's washing her backside. She yells at me, yet I could sit in the bathtub, for example. She'll walk in and she'll look in the mirror like for 15 minutes, and I'm sitting in the tub going, there's a door, I closed it. And so with her, it's a one-way street. And my family has warned me about the one-way street. And the one-way street it's Chloe versus Chloe. So basically, I'm just saying, sorry, that, I love all people, yet at the same time, there's got to be some type of, 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 of standards, I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, literally. So basically, before I wrap this up, get back to spreadsheets and go outside for a dip, I want to say, the trigger was the bathroom. Then the trigger was, the whole cash assistant thing. I mean, literally, let me just put it this way, okay? The guy is a state agency. He has the right to ask anyone if they are paying rent. Hi, how are you today? Are you paying rent? Do you, you know? Or you could sit there and say, manager, is there two money orders going, one for Rita and one for, because the rent's combined from both accounts or both payments or funds, we get one account. So unless Chloe takes a third of her cash assistance and pays that amount, no one truly knows. That's not including the electric bill either, which, there's two people. He says there should be two people paying. Now, if you take well, what was it? Let me look for a second. I'm just curious. I don't even think if she paid half the rent, that um, half the rent, right? Divide it by two. Sorry, divide by two. So even if she paid it, just her rent, right? Half the rent, it would be most of her cash money. And he said that literally that if you're in subsidized, you got to cut it in half. Now, she doesn't want to pay half the rent, then, maybe, at least work on half the electric bill. But because that doesn't even cut into it, and I'm like, well, so he figures she's either spending it on herself or giving me it. And if he gives it to me, then it's still not good because it's not giving a rent receipt that the state's paying. So it's more of a rent receipt thing. So to him, it's like a small fraudulent uh fraudulent issue. So technically you get the whole idea, right? It's like a fraudulent issue thing. If you're not paying your electric, you're not paying your rent. Now, let's just say you're not paying for other issues, then it's all a fraudulent thing. I mean, they're going to look around and go, oh, fraudulent. That's really interesting. So, he's got to look at all the aspects. So, when he told me today that he could cut the benefits down, Chloe threw a fit and went ape. I mean, literally. Now, I told Chloe, you're getting 197 this month. Pack up then if that's what you wish. I mean, literally, you all know she ain't going to pack up. I mean, everyone says she's got free rent and free electricity, free internet. I mean, look, she doesn't even offer $20 out of the 40 I'm paying for internet for the neighbor. I mean, the neighbor's paying 80, I'm paying 40. And if you take $80 divided by that, it's like what, 30, 60, yeah, about $30 a piece. But instead, you break it in half. So, you got a woman basically, and this is where the guy's kind of getting irritated because he actually thinks Chloe would be better off in Ohio under his advice. Her mom's hands, or Arizona under uncle or dad's hand on the grounds that she could get a job. I mean, look, as long as she's basically waiting for disability, as he said, it's just going to be a complete mooch fest. And so, you got state people worried about that. And, and if she doesn't get it her way, I mean, look, he and I were talking about her first purchase next month, which was a hoodie dress. He's like, you got to be fucking kidding. $30 to $50. I mean, the guy is supposed to be professional, but swearing once in a while, cool. Now, talking to him about the other thing, I did talk to the lady that he works with, and he's transferred her case over to the local CSO office that will handle her cash assistance. It's more likely nothing's going to happen. Now, he's hoping that she just packs up and leaves. Then, case is closed anyways, and the state doesn't have to pay for someone who's not paying electricity, not paying rent, buying their own groceries, overspending, and basically using it for junk, which means they could put either a payee in, which the manager said that would really screw things up because then the payee would have to pay half the rent, and then the payee would have to pay like $15 in electricity, and then divide up the food stamps for Chloe, which would be week by week for groceries, which would be like ramen because they won't have enough cash assistance because the payee would be basically, All right, so I just made a joke to my neighbor. She's a sweetheart. But back to the other part. So I talked to the lady, and I never got to say this because Chloe snapped, literally about having her benefits cut, and she was going to leave. Well, you know what? I already told the guy today that if her benefits are cut, she's planning to leave. He says, "Well, feel free to." Tell her that for me, because 25 grand for an ambulance bill to go from the ferry over there and down. You guys chose the most expensive place to move. But, ready for the kicker? Now, when I asked and called him about Social Security, if I didn't call about the benefits, then Chloe would have lost her cash assistance and she would have had to reply. Now, right now, her case is in pending or closed. I mean, he said there's 3 outcomes, okay? I figured 75% chance she's been approved. Now, if she was approved, you know she's going to take all that cash back pay, basically everything that, she's promised other people for the back pay, take it and run and not give a shit about holding your promises. I always hold my promises to a T. That's why, I've been polite about Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving and ham and, Christmas gifts for Shelby and Mary. But honestly, they said there's 3 outcomes, 3 possibilities for disability, okay? One is she was approved, and that's why they just gave it till 6-month wait period for cash assistance to end, which is fine and dandy. Approved, 75% chance, which is more likely 33% if you take it for the other 2 options. 33% chance she was approved, okay? They're saying 75 to make it sound nicer. The second one was Chloe never submitted her medical records, never submitted her bills, or not bills, records, or stuff that Chloe was supposed to do for Social Security. So they did an automatic 33 positive. Again, it's like 33, that's 66%. 33% chance that option 1, let's just say that was option 1, which is Chloe got denied benefits on the fact that there was not enough evidence. Now, let's make it 25% now. 25% chance she didn't get her benefits approved because she's, didn't submit her medical record. There. Now, there's a second one where it is another 25% chance that she didn't get to the administrative law judge hearing. So it was an auto disqualification. You didn't come? Your case has been closed. Auto closed. Third case is basically the case where she didn't come, she didn't submit records. There's got to be some reason for it. So it's in 25% chance that it is still pending until she submits more records or gives a reason why she didn't get to the administrative law judge hearing. When the time frame up or the days are up, new case, a new disability claim open. Fourth one, 25% was approved. So there is the 4 complete options. So there you go. Basically, you have it and you're ready for me. There's 4 options for Social Security. We don't know which options is what, but because of the whole problem with the lady talking to me about Social Security, more likely what has happened is since they couldn't get in touch with Chloe, they more likely automatically closed her case, which means when they get the record that the case has been automatically closed, that's when Chloe can apply for cash assistance again and apply for disability and etc. But right now, everything is in limbo because he's got to do his thing, which reactivate this thing, so she gets her benefits for October. November is probably going to be 197 too, depending on what the new caseworker does in the new CSO, which Chloe doesn't know about because Chloe blew out her stack and is like, I'm moving. Well, go ahead. No problem. No one really is going to miss you. Because frankly, use and abuse to a point. And frankly, with the guy basically heard that, I've been abused by neighbors in the old place, and he was happy to talk with me. He was happy to realize that, Chloe the freeloader. So, what else can I say before I go? So good news, cash assistance will stay till 6 months. Bad news is she wants to leave. Well, let her. Bad news is we don't know what happened with Social Security, so technically it's all limbo. The other thing is she apparently doesn't need to have therapy anymore. Her Medicaid's being reworked so she can have it in this county, but it's going to take some time. So in the meantime, let Chloe decide what she wants to do, and me, I'm going to go have a dip and relax and get these spreadsheets done and sit down and write letters. It's going to probably be a quiet evening, but you heard it from me. Even though I'm depressed, I got stuff to keep piling on to keep busy. Whereas if it isn't fixed with the internet, and you heard the story the other day about the electricity going out, Chloe's panicked that we weren't going to have anything to cook food on. That it's like if it doesn't revolve around Chloe and she doesn't like the answers you give, like calm down, it'll come back, then yeah, there's a problem. I mean, we had a nuclear bomb go off nearby and the entire power grid went out permanently. I would not nearby, but where the entire power grid was out, for example, hypothetically, I would find something to do that didn't require electricity. How about a deck of cards? When cards get old, we can just get some more. Keep playing them. I mean, we can play outside. You can do a lot with what you're doing. So, but anyways, basically, Chloe wanted to do the fake tears and everything else. Well, let her do it. So I don't care. Anyways, my watch is here. Everything's good. I got to grab a couple things. Let's see. Is the clock working? Yes, it is. So, that said, everyone, you heard it from me. Aries Sky, the good news is we've gotten things moving along. Bad news is now we got to wait for the mail. But also, if Chloe's mom's watching this, you would need to know that she's not easy to handle or live with. I mean, I've done everything you've said. I've put in a routine. She's like, fuck it. I've put in a way of cleaning. Fuck it. So when someone recommended a group home, maybe that's what's needed, because unless you get her into a routine, nothing's going to change. She doesn't want to change. That's why the social worker was hoping she'd just pack up and try to get a job again, answering phones or makeup artist or something that she can do without basically trying to get on disability, because his opinion won't work. But anyways, so there's the good news. I'm keeping her cash assistance. I'll keep you all informed of what happens in the future. If she wants to leave, we just got to get off the island, get her ticket, and she's off and running. So that said, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Keep it nice is all we ask. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's wholesome fun even for family. Thanks for watching Buttercups.